So tonight we're in North Pattaya, but right on 3rd Road. It's a Shanghai restaurant. I stayed with a lady for many years from Shanghai, and she introduced me to all the great food from Shanghai, the Shanghainese food, and I loved a lot of it. A lot of it I just loved, and I haven't had it in quite a while. There's 3 dishes I just have to have. I haven't had in a while, and I've never been here before, so I'll let you guys know if it's authentic. It's one thing I know this food. We will go in and see what it is, and you guys will come along and I'll tell you what it's going to be like. Hey folks, and welcome back to Pattaya. Very excited tonight to be trying the Shanghai restaurant. The 3 dishes we'll be trying will be a soup dumplings, a mapo tofu, and a white fish served in a spicy red hot chili oil sauce. But anyway, as I look at the menu and get this ordered up here, while we enjoy our dinner here tonight, there's a couple other things I want to show you. We'll break away and look at what else was going on in Pattaya this weekend. So we've got a lot to get to. Let's jump into it. So yeah, I know I'm in a proper Chinese restaurant just by looking at some of the condiments on the table. The chili oil. You rarely ever see a chili oil, at least like this. Some Thai restaurants have a similar. It's not as much oil in it. It's very little oil. This is a lot of oil mixed with chili. For a Shanghai restaurant, chili oil is a must. I love they have dumplings steaming out there. So far, it looks legitimate. And when I pulled up, we were just outside walking in. I could smell it already. I could smell some of those flavors that I haven't had in quite a while. So it's going to be a good one, I think. I hope. So I tell you what, V's flitting around here to see what the place looks like. We'll come back when the food's ready, but we got a couple other things to look at. So earlier today, I was out at Pear racetrack. A subscriber invited me out there, and he actually races go-karts out there. So we'll take a quick look at that. So I'm out at Pear circuit today. This is a huge like motorsports park. There's a main track over there. I've showed you before where they do car races, bike races. But over here, there's a smaller track where they do go-karts. I don't mean your regular standard neighborhood buddy next door go-kart either. I mean professional grade level go-karts. 125cc 2-stroke engines with over 30 horsepower. It's incredible from that little motor. A viewer of the channel invited me out here. His name's Alan from Australia, and this is what he does. He runs a kart out here. I tell you what, he's a little bit older than I am, but he's out here running with these guys. And these guys, I tell you, I don't know much about it, but just from what he's told me, these guys go through tires more than some people go through underwear. 6,000 baht for a set of these tires. They're small little guys, these small little tires, but they just tear them up. We'll look around here. I'll show you the pits. I'll show you everything I can show you. It is something else you can do here. It is just like everything else I've always said. If you're interested in it, you can find it here. They have it. So we'll watch Alan's race. I guess that's one of the big championships. It's called the Rock Cup, by the way, R-O-K, Rock Cup. I think they're starting. I'll get some footage and then we'll see how he does. By the way, something, you have to be on the smaller side to fit into these carts. I would never make it.
Our guy ran a great race. It's so hot out here. I was up on the roof, just sweltering on that roof getting some footage. We'll try to get his impressions, but at the very end of the race, the checkered flag is coming out, and there's two guys right here going across the finish line. They bump each other. One guy almost lost control of his cart, and I think some other issues ensued after that. The race was over. I don't see the point in that. All afternoon, one after the next. You made it! You made it! You did a good race!
Well, they let the Ling guy in, I didn't turn out and I died in motorsport. This is motorsport, they get hot out here.
That's, what do they say? That's not rubbing, that's racing.
Yeah, it's using your slight advantage whenever you possibly can.
That's it for out here. Let's go back to the Chinese restaurant. This guy right here, I'll show you. The best I can discern, I don't know what this is, but I think it's a Chinese pear that's been soaked in tea for a long time. It's very soft. The tea has just permeated the entire pear. I believe that's what it is. V saw it and had to have it, but interesting. When I woke up this morning, I checked my channel. I had hit 60,000 subscribers, so it was a good day. I figured on the way out to Pear to film that last segment, I would celebrate a little bit, and I'll show you how we do that here. But of course, every celebration has to end up with a cleanup. So that's what I did today. While I was doing that, V was doing something else that we'll take a look at in a minute. But first, I think the food's coming out. Let's take a look at that first. So the first dish out was the mapo tofu. It looks almost spot on, although a little bit more orangey than I'm used to. The spice level, the redder it is, probably the more chili oil is in it. It tasted like it's missing just a tad of chili oil, which is no problem because we have that on the table. So actually they probably make it a little milder and you can put your own chili oil in it. Other than that, it's spot on. These soup dumplings came out next, and they are 100% the flavor. The skin of the dumpling maybe is just a scotch thicker than they're supposed to be, and I think that's probably the hard part, but it doesn't bother me at all because the real soup dumplings, sometimes they even come apart before you get them in your mouth. But the flavor, that soup, that hot soup that just kind of explodes in your mouth with the dumpling, spot on 100%. And the tofu, 95%. I'll give that a 95. Either way, so far I'm very pleased. I can't wait to dig in. And I'm going to be back. I'm definitely coming back here because there's other stuff I want to eat. This was a great find. I've not had these flavors and not had this food in 4 years. But anyway, we're still waiting on the fish. That is my favorite, the chili oil fish. While we do that, V was down at the beach. This is Beach Sports Weekend here in Pattaya. Beach Sports Weekend, all sorts. So we'll go down and see what she saw down at the beach. We come back, the fish will be here, and we'll be able to give it a final score.
So that's right. Welcome to Pattaya Beach Sports Weekend. You know, we just finished an entire month of music festivals here. The music festivals designed to bring people into town. This would be the low of tourist season. So if they can bring domestic type tourists here from all across Thailand for different events, that's a big boon for the town. So this is another example of something like that. So here we are on the beach. Now, there are all kind of different beach sports. So some of those are land-based, like this would be this would be some beach rugby right here. So yeah, they play rugby in Thailand. And of course, other things like maybe volleyball, which you've seen 100 times. But a lot of these are going to be water sports as well. And this was over 2 or 3 days. This is just a small sampling of what was going on down there. But I don't know, like I said, we've seen volleyball a bunch, but this right here was interesting. I think these are called paddle boards. It's like half surfboard, half kayak. And there's a special kind of competition out here that I think maybe we'll take a look at that. This lady she's gonna demonstrate. This is a relay race. So you come in off your leg, you rush up the beach with your paddle, your oar, and then you disrobe from that bright colored vest, and then you give that to another team member. He or she dons the vest, grabs the oar, and then he or she is off for the next leg of the relay. And there's people like this. These people out here, they will help to make sure the paddle board doesn't float away. They'll position it for them. They're helpers, kind of. But there you go. So they will all, I think there's 12 teams in total, best I could count, about 12 teams. And it looks like each team is going to have 3 different participants, so 3 legs of the relay. They paddle way out, almost so far out that you can't see them. They almost disappear, like out on the horizon where the ships are. And then I guess they go across the buoy and back to land for the next leg. So a line was drawn in the sand here, and they're all lined up getting ready for an even start. So we'll just follow through the entire relay. Off they go. So there you go. To the victors go the spoils. But I think win or lose, I think everybody had a great time. It looked like a super fun event. And as you can see, it's co-ed. It's a co-ed sport. I think just about all the teams are comprised both of men and women. And of course, if you don't want to take part in the paddle boarding relay or the beach volleyball, you can always just lounge around, lay on the beach. That's always acceptable out here. But anyway, let's go back to North Pattaya to the Shanghai Restaurant and finish up there.
I got a little carried away with eating, but I'll show you the fish. The fish came out. But V wasn't really schooled in the eating of the soup dumplings. There's a special way you need to eat them, otherwise they kind of explode. And that's what she got. I missed the initial explosion. The fish, probably, I would rate that at about an 80 to 85% authentic. Just because the soup is supposed to be much more oily and thick, like oil and deeper red, and it was a little bit more clear and more soupy, more water than oil. But anyway, and maybe not quite enough Szechuan peppercorns, but very, very close. I was happy with it. The whole thing, that was expensive. That was about 400 baht. But the whole bill here, 750 baht for V and I. And we had three dishes. And I'm overall very pleased with the authenticity, the flavors, the smells, the taste. I'll be back because they got a lot of stuff here. It's air conditioned in here. I'll find out if they're open for lunch or not, because I can see coming in here for lunch. I like to eat in the middle of the day. But great place. And V liked it. It's her first time eating with Szechuan food. Now, this is not the kind of food that you'll find in your Chinese carryouts in the U.S. and stuff. This is more of real mainland Chinese food, which I was used to eating before I moved here. And it's really great to have that flavor again. So anyway, I think that's all we've got. We'll pay the bill and we'll get on home.
Yeah, I've been by there so many times. I'm so happy I finally thought, yeah, let's stop there and see what's going on. Now, keep in mind, North Pattaya, Wongamat, Naklo, there's a sizable Chinese population there. And to it, there's going to be some very fine, authentic Chinese eateries. So I may explore some more as well. But this one, I definitely will be back. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the go-kart racing, this beach sports weekend, and the Shanghai Restaurant here. But as we get ready to pay the bill and head home, I'm going to have to go ahead and leave this one off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.